merengue rock, mueve la cintura, salsa rock, muévele, muévele, cumbia rock.
No sé.
Oh my goodness.
I was going.
Welcome back to our show. We're sitting here discussing our Latino of the day, and that's where we start off this segment at. And Denise, who is the Latino of the day?
Well, nobody makes us laugh more than George Lopez.
That's right. Oh, I love him.
We love the drink, man, because you know what? It makes you, hey, it changes you. All of a sudden you start becoming more passionate. Sober, nothing. Do you love me? See, man. That's why I didn't want to bring you. How come you never tell me you love me?
Isn't he hilarious? He's hilarious. Why are you crying?
It's funny.
He's crying. No, the reason what I was saying before we showed the clip was that I read on the online that he was actually, how do you say it? Deceded? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Deceded? What do you mean?
Deceded, like abandoned by his...
Oh, his parent, his mother.
By his mother when he was 2
Yes.
months, and then abandoned by his father when he was 10 years old.
Yeah, a little bit older.
And for me to see a guy that's gone so far and has made it so big, even with all those obstacles,
His abuelita
in his
raised him,
early
right?
life, and he was raised by his abuelita and his step-abuelito.
Which is good.
So
But he turned out great.
Yeah. I mean, most of us
Fantastic,
are
really, yeah.
kind of raised by our grandparents in some way, only not even if, you know, the parent is there. You always go to Abuelita's house and she always cooks your favorite food, you know, she always does your favorite, not just your favorite meals, but she does the things that comfort you the most.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, he had a good, I won't say he had a good upbringing because I wasn't there, but I think that his background, considering the man that he's become, wasn't too bad.
maybe everything happens for a reason. So maybe it
Exactly.
turned out better than if Mom would have stuck
Definitely
around.
better
down.
than most. He's definitely big in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Doing his movies. He's been the voice and the feature for 2 movies. One was Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
yeah.
And he did Rio. He's working with some big names. You know, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
She was in that movie as well. I just think that people like him, there's no closed door.
No.
You know, we always think as minorities, there's not a time. There's always a time where we always say, oh, we don't get the same opportunities. Well, you know, we might have to work twice as hard, but we do get the same opportunities. And
We're not a minority anymore.
And we are the majority now.
Yeah.
Right. And he's done so many. He's done radio. He's done TV. You know, stand-up comedy. And you know what is so impressive of him is that all his stand-up comedy is based around all this Mexican-American comedic kind of thing.
You can really relate to it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know I can.
I can too.
I am Mexican-American.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of the sayings, it's like, are you related to me? Because a lot of the silly stuff that you say, I hear in my family, you know?
Yeah. Did we grow up together?
Right.
Did you guys see the Kings of Comedy that he did, the Latin Kings of Comedy? Because you know they did one with the African American, the black guys, where they did the Kings of Comedy, but they did a Latino Latin Kings of Comedy, and he was basically the headliner because he came at the end. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
It
I'm going to have to watch it. I
And
haven't
he always
seen
does Spanglish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like what we like to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what our next thing is. We've got Spanglish 101. Good kick, Denise. The things that you don't always hear, and when you do hear them, you go, okay, ¿qué quiere decir eso? What does that mean? So our Spanglish 101 is del dicho al hecho hay gran trecho. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, right.
Do we know what that means? What does that mean?
I do know what that means. It means pretty much said and done are completely different things. So I might tell you I might get something done, but that's very different than me actually doing it. So they're worlds far apart. You saying something is worlds far apart than you actually doing it. So del dicho a hecho hay gran trecho. It's a big stretch.
Okay.
So
Totally
you can
different worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally different worlds.
Wow, I didn't know
Right.
that. Say it real fast.
Del dicho al hecho hay gran trecho. Wow, that is a tongue twister.
It is.
And my
need to put
Spanish
you
is
on
not the
the
best.
spot.
I always mess up things, so please do not criticize my Spanish.
We all do, which is the cool part.
Yeah, we
I know.
So
We all
We
try.
all mess up. Speaking of messing up, I know. Now, I'm going to talk about our fashion don't do it tip of the day. I know I do this all the time because I go out and I'm the worst when it comes to taking care of heels. I don't know if you guys have done that. Maybe I'm the only one that does it, but sometimes I don't know if I walk fast or if I hit chairs with the bottom of my heel or what it is, but I always tend to break the bottom part of my heel off. And I just ignore the fact that I did it, and I just continue wearing the shoes like if I didn't do it. And then you hear that tap, tap, tap. Yeah, you girls know what I'm talking about, right? So when that happens, make sure you fix your heels. Don't walk around sounding like a...
There's shoe hospitals out there.
I have to say I'm guilty of doing this one because I wanted to wear the terca.
Your favorite shoes.
Yes, no, it was the best shoes that went with that outfit. So the heel had broken off of it, and I almost, have you ever been to a restaurant and the floor is really
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, enough said right there.
And you forget about it. You forget about it too. So you don't know that they're messed up until you're completely ready, and the shoes are the last thing you put on. So you put them on, you say, "Oh, nobody's going to hear. No one's going to notice."
Nobody's going to
Or you
notice.
forget till you step in the restaurant. You take that initial first step on their floor, and you're like, "Whoa!" I almost fell just right there.
Yeah, and you're like
never
twitching.
good.
You start twitching your.
You clench your toes around your heels, and you look like your shoes, like your feet are not the size of your shoes, like they're overlapping on your heels.
Right. You know, we're all guilty of that. We start walking kind of chueco too, because you try to shift your weight.
Your guy's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Why are you walking like a gangster?
Because I know people. I try and be cool.
I know people.
Don't worry about me. I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
And it costs like less than $20 to get them fixed. So ladies, fix your shoes.
Yeah.
At like the shoe hospital?
Yeah.
I've always wanted, because I have tons of shoes that I want to get repaired, but it's like you don't have the time. You don't just want to drop them off, and you can kind of pull it off by kind of just sitting up a little bit more.
Exactly.
Don't just put gum on the bottom of your heel.
Or black tape.
You sound like you're speaking of experience.
I know.
That's why I'm like,
out of experience.
I mean, you know, the quick fixer-uppers that girls do sometimes. I don't know, like if you guys have ever you know, maybe a hem comes undone and you're at work, so you staple your you know, the hem at the bottom, or you tape it.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know, maybe I'm...
Well, the cool thing about it is
you have
now
to work with what
designer shoes are coming with the black thing at the bottom of the shoe, so that if you do lose one, you can even do it yourself.
But I always lose that one.
you put it somewhere you can't find it.
Like I lose everything.
You throw it in a drawer that has all the spare buttons and and then you don't know where that is.
Nobody keeps their shoe boxes. I always keep mine kind of.
I keep them, but then it becomes an overabundance of shoe boxes, so I have to just...
It's too much.
You lose a lot of space.
Or you have ever done the marker on the heel?
Yes.
Like it starts
On
where
black
I feel like
shoes?
I get a little Sharpie and start. Yeah, I've
Okay,
done that.
so fashion tip number 2: go touch up your shoes. No Sharpies.
Oh God, I'm guilty. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. We've got a special guest in the house, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.